The plaza was silent, silent in that sacred, heavy way only Arlington knows. Not a sound except the slow, perfect click of the tomb guard's heel striking marble. Then, the calm shattered. From behind the security rope, a familiar voice boomed. "Stop right there! That guard is done. I'm firing him." Heads snapped around. Secret Service stiffened. Reporters froze mid-shot. Former President Donald J. Trump, visiting the cemetery for a veterans event, had stepped forward, jabbing a finger towards Specialist Rowan Hayes, the tomb guard on duty, pacing his precise 21-step walk. But Hayes didn't react. He didn't so much as blink. He continued, step, step, step. Perfect, deliberate, unbreakable. Trump's voice grew sharper. "Hey, I'm talking to you. You're finished. Somebody remove him." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Everyone waited for the guard to falter, to flinch, to acknowledge one of the most powerful men on the planet. But Hayes completed his turn with surgical precision. Rifle tucked tight to his shoulder, eyes fixed forward. The tomb guard did not break. Instead, he prepared to answer in the only way a tomb guard ever does. Two Secret Service agents moved forward, unsure, caught between duty, respect, and protocol. But before they reached him, Hayes executed the sharpest, loudest rifle strike anyone there had ever heard. The sound cracked through the cemetery like a thunderclap. He planted the weapon against his shoulder and projected a voice that could cut stone. "Sir, the unknown do not yield. Neither will I." You could feel the words in your bones. Trump froze. So did the agents. So did every single person within 50 yards. No insult, no disrespect. Just the immutable law of the tomb. Hayes continued, unshaken. "No person, military or civilian, can order a sentinel to abandon post." The tone wasn't rebellious, it was ceremonial. Regulation. Absolute. Even Trump, known for dominating every room he entered, suddenly seemed small in comparison to the weight of tradition standing before him. The air turned electric, like a storm waiting to break. Trump stepped closer, clearly thrown off. "Son, I'm not telling you to disrespect anything," he said louder now as cameras continued to click. "I'm just saying we don't need—" Hayes cut in, not rudely, but with the authority of centuries behind him. "Sir, this post is older than any president, older than any party, older than any dispute." He paused, letting the silence settle like dust on marble. "I do not guard for you. I do not guard for any leader. I guard for those who cannot speak." A whisper spread through the onlookers. Some wiped their eyes. Some stood frozen, completely transfixed. Trump opened his mouth, then closed it again. Hayes continued his orders, unwavering. When a sentinel is on post, he answers only to the tomb. A security officer quietly murmured to Trump, "Sir, he's not allowed to leave post. It's the law. Even we can't interrupt." Trump stared at the tomb guard, frustration shifting into something else. Respect? Disbelief? A rare moment of speechlessness? It didn't matter. Hayes resumed his march as if nothing had happened. 21 steps, 21 seconds, 21 steps. Perfect. A veteran in the crowd finally shouted, "Let him do his duty." Another chimed in, "Leave the sentinel alone." The crowd swelled with rumors, not hostile, but protective. Arlington has a way of uniting strangers. Trump glanced around, seeing that this wasn't a political moment. This wasn't a rally. This was hallowed ground. Ground that didn't care about elections or headlines. A frail elderly woman leaned on her cane and spoke softly but firmly. "My son is buried here. That guard honors him every day. No one fires that." Trump looked at her, really looked at her. And for the first time that day, he nodded. Slow, reluctant, but genuine. He stepped back behind the rope without another word. The Secret Service followed. The crowd exhaled. But Hayes kept marching, unaffected by the chaos he had just diffused. The ceremony concluded quietly. Reporters tried to swarm Trump for comment, but he waved them off and left the cemetery faster than he arrived. But the moment wasn't over. When the guard's shift ended, Hayes finally stepped off the mat. A supervising sergeant approached him. "Are you all right, Rowan?" Hayes removed his ceremonial weapon and answered simply, "I don't guard for applause. I don't guard for approval. I guard because someone must." That night, a clip of the exchange went viral. People argued, people debated, people mocked, people praised. But none of it mattered to Hayes. The next day at sunrise, he returned to the tomb. He checked his uniform. He polished every button, every brass detail. He measured every step with mathematical precision. And with the same quiet reverence as always, he stepped onto the mat. The unknowns waited. He answered. Presidents come and go, but the tomb guard endures.